JBN, we keep you informed. Another newborn found in a pit latrine, this time in St. Anne. The St. Anne police are searching for a mother who allegedly dumped her newborn into a pit latrine in Essen Castle district near Alexandra and ran away. The infant girl is now at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital. Following the discovery of a newborn in a pit latrine in Coxby, St. Mary last week, the incident has left several residents angry. Commander for St. Anne, Senior Superintendent Calvin Small, said the police were called around 8 o'clock Wednesday night and, acting on information, went to a house in the community where they saw a woman. They spoke to her, and as a result, they went to a pit toilet located in the yard where they saw traces of blood. When they looked in the toilet, they saw the child, Small said. The St. Anne's Bay Fire Department was contacted to help retrieve the baby. During the process of retrieving the baby, a firefighter was injured after the latrine collapsed. According to Small, the mother fled the scene, and so they are in the process of trying to locate her. A resident said that the mother reported that she went to use the pit latrine and went into labor. The police indicated that the Child Protection and Family Services Agency has been contacted about the matter. Meanwhile, a woman who spoke up on hearing about a second case where a newborn was found in a pit latrine said she was deeply disturbed. Again, what a cruel and contraceptive free. It free, take it. If you know you can't take care of a baby and you want to have sex, take contraceptive. Jesus help us, she exclaimed. Last week in St. Mary, a newborn, now dubbed Moses, was retrieved from a pit latrine and taken to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where he remains. Illegal gun recovered in Westmoreland stop and search. The Westmoreland police seized a Glock pistol and 1 round of ammunition on Tuesday. One man was taken into custody in connection with the seizure. The Negril police report that about 7:30 a.m., a team was conducting an operation in the area when a vehicle was stopped and searched and the firearm found. The identity of the man taken into custody is being withheld pending further investigations. Police SOE bill rockets past $230 million. Taxpayers have forked out at least $232 million in a soaring bill related to deployment in the government's widening security crackdown across more than a third of the police divisions across Jamaica. But a plethora of absent data means that the constabulary's operational expenditure is likely to be many millions more when the full cost is tallied. Meals and accommodation, cumulatively $186 million, represents the lion's share of the state of emergency SOE expenditure for fiscal year 2019-2020, or about 80% of total spend for the Jamaica Constabulary Force as of September 11, 2019. St. James, Anova, Westmoreland, Clarendon, St. Catherine North and South, and St. Andrew South are all under SOEs, with the zones of special operations declared in Mount Salem and Denham Town. Measures imposed in response to a spike in murders and shootings. Approximately $90 million in meals has been swallowed by the police force, with St. James taking the biggest bite, $50.4 million, or 55% of the food bill. Next in line at the dining table is Anova, with nearly $20 million. Westmoreland, $16 million. St. Andrew South, $3 million. And St. Catherine, $286,500. Actual expenditure for accommodation stands at nearly $96 million, with the next biggest spend being $23.26 million spent to acquire portable toilets. Additionally, St. James outpaced all other divisions under SOEs in actual expenditure for the period April 1, 2019 to September 11, 2019, with a total spend of $93 million, followed by Westmoreland, $61 million, and Anova, $56 million. St. Andrew South has cost $14.54 million. But the numbers revealed provide only a snapshot of the real cost of the security operation, as the majority of line items, including logistic equipment and other incidentals, are unaccounted for in the documents for 6 of the 7 police divisions, with only Westmoreland's records being almost fully disclosed. Information on the spend of the Jamaica Defence Force was not factored into this data. Spokesman on national security Fitz Jackson said that the opposition is planning to ask for an audit into the expenditure. When you look at what is being spent for toilets, what is being spent for meals, are we getting value for money? Asked Jackson. Just in terms of the direct spend, outside of whether the overall expenditure itself gives us tangible results, the Prime Minister, for one, would say that crime is down by whatever figure, and therefore the SOEs are justified. But couldn't we have achieved a similar reduction without that level of expenditure? The answer is yes, he added. In July 2018, opposition leader Peter Phillips said that SOEs cost the country around $30 million per month. Recently, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang revealed to Parliament that a combined total of 841 police personnel were needed to maintain SOEs. He said that such deployments were driven by ground conditions in the affected areas. The SOEs by themselves do not create the cost. The conditions that exist in the declared areas create the cost, since the types and levels of deployment are in response to these conditions, irrespective of SOEs or other types of reasons, stated Chang. Clarendon bus conductor who shot 5 persons, 3 fatally, charged. A Clarendon bus conductor who shot 5 persons, 3 fatally, at a bar in the parish has been charged by investigators assigned to the Area 3 Major Investigation Division. 29-year-old Ronai Borland, otherwise called Lenky, and Rasta, of Sunrise Road in Sandy Bay is charged with 3 counts of murder, 2 counts of shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, and malicious destruction of property. Borland was charged on Sunday. A court date is to be set. Those killed are 18-year-old Kevin Reese, otherwise called Boise, of Inverness Drive, Sandy Bay, 52-year-old Warren Douglas, a farmer of Round Bushy Park, and 29-year-old Ivana Battle, both in St. Catherine. The Mapen police report that on Sunday, September 1, 2018, about 8 p.m., Reese, Douglas, and Badal were among persons at a shop when they were pounced upon by Borland and 2 other men armed with handguns and high-powered weapons, who opened fire, hitting all 5 persons. The police were alerted, and they were taken to the hospital where Reese, Douglas, and Badal died while being treated, and the other 2 men admitted for treatment. An intense investigation was launched, and Borland was arrested and charged. Sex crime investigators launch hunt for little blacks. Investigators from the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, CISOCA, are seeking the public assistance to find Andrew Fuller, otherwise called Little Blacks, of Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew, who is a person of interest in a case of sexual assault and gross indecency. Fuller has been asked to report to detectives at CISOCA, located at 3 Ruthven Road, Kingston 10, the Lawrence Tavern Police Station, or the nearest police station. Investigators believe that Fuller may be able to assist them with the ongoing investigation into an incident that was committed on October 14, 2019, but have so far not made contact with him. Fuller or anyone knowing his whereabouts are urged to contact CISOCA at 876-926-4079, the police 119 emergency number, Crime Stopper 311, or the nearest police station. Opposition demands proof of MOU court ruling. The Opposition People's National Party (PNP) says it is stumped by Tuesday's revelation by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang that the Supreme Court had ruled that Operation Anthem, the Peter Phillips-era Electronic Surveillance Memorandum of Understanding MOUs, were unconstitutional, and is calling on the government to produce a copy of the judgment. It is unclear whether Jamaicans extradited under the MOUs might have a lifeline to file suits against the state. I have not seen any judgment, and I know of no instance where anything could be determined to be unconstitutional in chambers. That would be a matter for the Constitutional Court. So either persons are just speaking loosely, or there's some other mystery that needs to be resolved, said Phillips, the opposition leader, in an interview. In a subsequent press release, opposition spokesman on national security, Fitz Jackson, called on Jamaica House to produce a copy of any ruling by Jamaica's Constitutional Court that the information sharing MOUs with the US, the United Kingdom, and Canada were rendered unconstitutional. The South St. Catherine Member of Parliament said that both Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Chang misled the House when they said the MOUs had been deemed unconstitutional and their use had to be discontinued. Jackson said legal research and inquiries at the court yesterday proved futile in finding any such ruling. But in an interview on RGR's Beyond the Headlines on Wednesday evening, Chang sought to explain how the judgment came to be. The old MOU was found legally inadequate by the court in Jamaica, so nothing could be done under that operation again, he said. Host of the evening program, Dion Jackson Miller, who is an attorney at law, asked if there had been a challenge to the MOU. How these operate if you're dealing with a case when the partner is to extradite someone from Jamaica, because that's where the partner is. Then you have to provide the evidence, and to provide the evidence, you have to go to court to get a warrant that gives you the permission to share the evidence. If that agreement that you have doesn't satisfy the law, then the court throws it out, and that means that the agreement is null and void. Chang has not disclosed any details on the court matter, including the nature of the crime, the defendant, or the lawyers or judge involved, which are said to have been held privately in chambers. In the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Chang said the Supreme Court in 2018 found that the MOUs were unconstitutional, describing it as unsatisfactory and inadequate. Consequently, the National Security Minister said that the government entered into a new agreement with the United States authorities on October 23. The U.S. Embassy in Kingston declined to speak on the matter when asked for a comment. Chang said that the Holness administration was finalizing an agreement with the United Kingdom, which operate under a different protocol. When contacted, the British High Commissioner to Jamaica, Asif Hamad, declined to comment. Until we have completed our discussions with the Jamaican government, we will not be offering any public comment, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.